There we go. There we go.
I got peace like a river, I got peace like a river, I got peace like a river in my soul. I got peace like a river, I got peace like a river, I got peace like a river in my soul. Singing all low.
Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for joining me. Welcome back to the channel. Conditions are just beautiful this morning. We've got some pretty good water clarity. The wind is down. It's blowing about 10 miles an hour out of the southeast. Now, I got to tell you guys, everything panned out to do my Yarborough trip this morning. I had everything ready to go and was excited to jump in the truck and head on down the beach. But I figured, you know what? I better give the old Park Service a call before I head on down there and make sure that it's open. And dang, I'm glad that I did, because it turns out that they've got it closed down right now. All this heavy rain we've had recently has caused that road to deteriorate to the point where they had to close it down temporarily. So that wasn't an option this morning. It's a bummer, but that's okay, because I've decided to come out here to my old stomping grounds, the place where I really cut my teeth on inshore fishing. And the wind conditions are gonna allow me to just drift across this whole sand flat. And I think I'm gonna spend the better part of the morning doing that. This morning we've got an incoming tide. The barometric pressure is also rising, which is kind of a bummer, but we've got good wind conditions, southeast, about 10 miles an hour. The moon phase last night was a waxing crescent with about 4% illumination, so pretty much there wasn't much of a moon last night. Waxing means it's getting bigger. So we had a new moon 2 nights ago, and now we're starting to get bigger. My guess is that there's gonna be a really early morning bite, and then as that barometric pressure continues to rise, it's probably gonna shut off. So I'm gonna get to it and see if I can hook up to a few fish before they shut off for the day. All right, I came around this corner right here, and right in this little nook next to this pier and up against the shoreline there's a ton of bait working, and I saw one redfish's back come clear out of the water. So I'm gonna just chunk this topwater up in there and work it real gentle. Golly, they're smacking this topwater. Big blow-ups. That had to have been a redfish. He's hit it twice now and missed both times. So I'm gonna just increase my odds here and try to keep my lure right there in that strike zone. Even though there could be some closer to me, I know there's one right about there. So there's a really well-defined grass line right here that I'm going to spend a little time fishing. This area out here gives you a lot to work with. There's these huge flats with lots and lots of grass and some islands on them. And you can even find a few oyster banks if you know where to look. And then kind of zigzagged all through these flats, they've got these deep channels cut. I picked myself up a little something yesterday that I'm pretty excited about. I got me a drift sock, but this thing has been pretty cool. This is my first drift with it, and it has substantially slowed me down and made it to where I can actually drift this flat at a manageable speed. There we go, there we go. That's a good redfish. Oh. Got him. Yes. All right. All right. That wasn't too bad. I think we've been fishing for probably an hour and a half. Yes. Good slot red. And guys, we are keeping fish today. Kind of a skinny guy, isn't he? "21 inches. He's going on the stringer. That's one fish on the stringer. Let's see if we can get a couple more before the bite shuts off. I'm a fan of this drift sock. I think this is going to be a new normal for me. New normal. Yeah, it slowed me down to a crawl and allowed me to really just target those sand pockets. And it worked. We found a redfish. Let's go find a couple more. I want to point out real quick where it was that fish hit my lure. You can see there's a grass line right here, and then this whole area out here is nothing but sand. So we've got a big sand patch, and then this is all grass. So it was right here on the edge that redfish hit it. So those are the areas you definitely want to target. I think I'll put on a fresh bait real quick. This one has caught a few fish and it's starting to get kind of worn out. Let's go with a little chicken of the sea. Well, I made it to the end of my drift, and so now I'm just gonna paddle back upwind and do it again. I think with these calm winds and clear water, they're probably gonna be up on this flat feeding pretty heavily, but my guess is for not very long. Well, I've just about drifted this entire flat and haven't hooked up to anything. I had a couple bites, so I'm gonna go back with that bone diamond color. I think in the case when nothing is just tearing them up, the best thing you can do is throw what you have the most confidence in. And for whatever reason, I've got a lot of confidence in this one here. I've got a lot of fish on it. All right, fresh bone diamond. Let's get it. Oh my gosh, I don't know if y'all just saw that, but a redfish just chased my lure all the way back to the boat. I paused to let him eat it and he saw me and peeled off. Look at all this grass, and then you get these potholes just like this. And if you aim for those potholes, you'll get fish that are hanging out on the edges of them. There's a stingray sitting right there. I don't know if y'all can see that. This water clarity is just incredible. I'm about to float right over the top of this stingray. There he goes. Didn't even move. Awesome. Something came up and bit the tail off of my bait, so I'm gonna re-rig real fast. Usually when that happens, it's a trout. Well, it's been a couple of hours and I haven't caught anything else, so I think I need to change up my tactics a little bit. They don't seem to be very active on this flat anymore. I'm gonna go check out one of these deep channels where it comes up onto a nice sandy shoreline with some grass here and there. And I'm just gonna go fish that area for a little while and see if I can find something hanging out. just foul hooked this little guy. That can't be a good sign. Let's see if I can get him out of the boat without sticking myself. He might fit through that scupper hole right there. Get the heck out of here. These are the tough ones, the little bitty ones. For those of y'all that don't know, this is a little hardhead catfish. And they, just like any catfish, it hurts if they poke you with their little spines. But hardheads hurt especially bad. And it seems like the little ones are harder to get a hold of without getting poked. Yep, it has completely died out here. There is no life in the bay at the moment. Ah. There's a little redfish right there. Let's see if I can get him. He's swimming away. Let's see, he went somewhere right in there. Not interested. He was sitting right in the middle of that sand spot right there. There's another stingray right there. Want me to touch it? There he goes. He didn't go far. He just went right there. So all of these plants back here behind me used to be live mangroves. They would be bright green right now and full of birds, and the redfish would be hanging out under their root system. But that freeze has killed them all. And I see there's a few of them tucked away in there that are putting on some green, that are trying to make a comeback. But as you can tell, most of them are just dead as can be. But like all things, they'll come back. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it is just deader than a doornail out here right now. So I think I'm ready to go back in and see Noah and Kelsey and spend a little time with them. We got one nice redfish. Things went about how I expected them to go. I figured we would have a small window of opportunity in the morning, and then it would probably just die off as that pressure increased throughout the morning and into the afternoon, and that's exactly what happened. Well, thank y'all for tagging along with me this morning. I really do appreciate it. We've hit 800 subscribers, so that is just too cool. If you enjoyed the video and haven't subscribed already, please consider clicking that subscribe button below. I put a new video out every Tuesday. Y'all have a great day, and I will see you next week. Well, dadgum, that sucker's full. That's tempting right there.